Hello. So this is just a little lighthearted something from all the things that I've experienced, and I'm dealing with things. And I'll have an update after I see my endocrinologist next week for the first time. But there were so many hallucinations while I was in a coma, and they were horrible. They were traumatic, and I'm dealing with it, but they were terrifying and just are so vivid. But this one's one that my family and I have kind of taken a lighthearted approach. Um, so my family lives in this little community called Jabez. Jabez has nothing. There's a 4-H camp and there's a marina, but they have nothing. There's one real intersection and one little store, basically. And for some reason, when I was coming out of sedation, when I was, when they were waking me up from the coma and all of that, they would ask me things because they were testing my neurological status. And so they would ask me things like, what month is it? And what day of the week? And, I didn't usually know. It was summer. I don't know what day of the week it is during the summer anyway, even without a coma. Or as my friend Pam puts it, without taking a nap. So this time they would say, like, where are you? And I would say in the hospital, and they would say, where? And for some reason I would say Jabez. Now, Jabez has one little store. There is no hospital. There's not even a doctor's office. There's nothing. But I was convinced that in the middle of nowhere at this one crossroads by a church, and I'm going to try to insert the picture here, but I was convinced that I was in a hospital there, like kind of a makeshift hospital, and that I was waiting for a plane to take me to Lexington to the hospital. Not even a helicopter, like straight up an airplane. And, when I would open my eyes, I would see, like my sisters told me that every time that, like if I wasn't breathing well and the machine would sound, that I would open my eyes and I would look at this monitor in the front of the room that, and all the writing on it was in the wrong orientation. Like it was oriented the wrong way. You couldn't, like, you had to tilt your head to the side to read it. But I would look at it, and it's because I thought that when the alarm went off that my numbers weren't going to be great, and that then they wouldn't put me on the plane and send me back to Lexington to the hospital. But the funniest part is that, it's not funny, but it's interesting. I would see smoke on the walls spelling out, prepare for your departure. And I would try to figure out what time I was supposed to leave. When am I flying out of here? And I would see like Disney things that I don't like Disney. I am not one of those adults that's all about Disney. No, don't care. I like Snoopy. I've never been to Disney, got no plans to go. But I would see like Disney things go across the wall and like this smoky thing. But the fact that I was convinced that I was flying from Jabez, from a hospital with a hangar, does not exist. Does not exist. That I was going to be flying back to Lexington. And when they would ask me where I was, I would say in a hospital in Jabez. So look at the picture. My sister took this picture of me standing with my little bag, standing in this crossroad, and look at how desolate this is. And tell me, is there any reason that I would ever believe that there was a hospital there and an airport hangar, and I was going to be flying on a plane back to Lexington? Interesting.